Sport 1 was such a pain in the ass because everything was a baseball reference. This is okay. I couldn't even tell you, but
you can't even give me an example
because I don't know what a baseball reference is. But like
home run,
it's like, oh my god, we're at the bottom of the ninth and 3 on the. I don't even know, but like constantly that kind of shit. It gets old so fucking quick.
You remember that one because it has the word bottom in it.
I do. Hello and welcome to Incomplete Geeks, a gay geek podcast. We're talking Bionic 6. I'm Bionic Nick. This is my Bionic co-host, John.
Okay. Well done. That was well done. That was probably your best one ever.
One of my best.
Yeah, well done.
Welcome to Incomplete Geeks, a gay geek podcast. We are talking about... It's episode 21, apparently.
Yes.
Yes. Episode 21.
Yeah.
And for this one, we're going to talk about Bionic 6.
Yeah, Nicholas, I'm going to interject because I think the question on most people's minds is, what the fuck is Bionic 6?
Well, this is what I'm discovering is that most people don't know what the fuck Bionic 6 is. Usually, that's like, no one knows. I even have a Bionic 6 tattoo, and everyone's like, no one gets that one.
That's what that is.
Yeah, no one gets what this is. And normally, if it's English people, I'm like, it's an American cartoon. You wouldn't have seen it.
Oh.
Because I grew up overseas. We got American TV. Or we got hand-me-down, censored, shortened versions of American shows on Saudi television. So...
Because they cut the
shorts. The
sexy bits.
And yeah, shorts. So these guys were fine. They were in jumpsuits. No,
hang on a second.
But you've never heard of it.
Yes, so I've never heard of it, and you said to me the other day, let's do an episode about Bionic 6, and I was like, well, I have no idea what that is, so let's do it. This is the whole point of our podcast. I started looking into it a little bit. Basically, no. I read the Wikipedia page because
that's the whole thing. I'm just going through that.
So you don't know anything about it either, is what you're saying.
I watched every single episode, but I was like, Is this interesting or?
Let me tell you what I know, what I found out. It's a cartoon from the 80s.
Yes. 1986, 1987.
2 seasons.
Yes.
Loosely based off of Bionic Woman.
Yes, because that was the time when $6 Million Man, and then they did a spin-off, Bionic Woman. They did a film as well, which I remember, but I don't also remember.
What, Bionic Woman film?
Bionic $6 Million Man and Bionic Woman were in a film together, and they had a kid and that sort of stuff. So I'm guessing this must have been off the kind of like, let's make a cartoon.
Okay. It's
not about it, but it's like Bionic, so.
Well, and they're a family, apparently. That's all I know.
Okay.
Okay? Is that all right?
Yes, that's fine.
Yeah.
Should I tell you about the concept and the characters? Or should you watch the 1980s intro?
Oh my god.
And see, and you can tell me what you get from it. Because every 1980s cartoon, the music at the beginning, the intro music was fucking brilliant.
Okay, well...
Quite often better than the show itself.
Wait, it's like the same... It's not a different theme. It's the theme song.
Yeah, but like other 80s shows...
Yeah.
The theme song was often the best part. Like,
yes.
Did you watch Gummy Bears?
I was literally just thinking Gummy Bears.
Gummy Bears is crap, but that theme song...
When you said it's a great theme tune, I was about to say it's not going to be better than Gummy Bears.
It's not as good as Gummy Bears. But
Gummy Bears...
Someone famous sang that, didn't it?
Everywhere. I don't know.
Someone famous sang that.
But... Magic and mystery.
Okay, enough.
Part of their
That's another episode.
Along with the secret... Gummy berry juice.
Okay. So, the intro is quite possibly better than the show itself. So, we're going to watch it. See if you can pick up the vibe, the concept.
Okay.
Just on the 1 minute, 1 second.
It's a 1 minute video.
Intro. I hope that's the right one.
That's the one that we picked.
That's Mother One there, so let's go.
Here we go.
I'm so excited.
1 minute.
Don't let people know we have ads.
No.
They'll think we're poor.
my gosh. Okay. Ooh, fisting.
High in the mountains.
Motorbikes.
Oh no, the music's wrong. Oh, it's wrong. It's wrong. It's fucked
Okay,
up.
the black person. And an Asian person. Is that what
Oh, the music's all wrong. I hate this.
Wait.
It's all fucked up.
Back?
Stop it. Stop it. No. That's fucked up. Find another one.
How is that wrong? I don't...
I know every frame of that fucking intro, and that is not it.
Okay.
And there's bits that's timed to the music when the thing explodes and the thing. Alright, try that one.
No, this is going to be like an
No, I know that one. I mean,
this one. Okay. Restart. Okay.
I mean, you're going to get the idea anyway.
Here we go.
Up. Do you think the other one's better? Oh, well. Let's... Spanish! No.
It's Spanish.
Okay, cut it.
I was getting into it.
Oh my god, this is awful.
How do you say Bionic 6 in Spanish?
Cien.
Bionic Siente. No, that Siente is...
I don't know.
I don't know my numbers.
Says one. Well, this was highly disappointing. This did not work at all. This little bit was supposed to be fun. I'm getting all the same thing.
I'm playing the German one, so I want to hear what it sounds like.
Yeah, fine. As close as we can be. Explosion. High in the mountains or deep in the sea. Because they're down there.
Gemeinsam means together. Bionic Six.
Now he does a little speaky over bit. Will you be able to understand it?
Over here. Not a lot. I heard scientist and I heard Bionic 6 created.
I'm so upset that this is.
But this is the tune though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just in German.
Bionic 6, and they call themselves the Bionic 6. Nope.
Brought together by fate.
Was that it? Why did I play that one next?
Wait, what was that? The last one sounded. Why is it so fast?
That's the same as it was before.
It's faster.
Yeah? Good. Oh, he plays baseball, of course. Science. Oh, that was it?
That was it.
Super Future Family.
Bionic 6.
I mean, I dig it. It like... Oh, hang on.
Right.
Okay, we had kind of...
That took ages.
Yeah.
So, tell me, what is the concept of Bionic 6?
A family from the future that gets brought together through the miracles of science.
Yeah.
And it... okay, what's the concept of it? It's... well, I didn't see very many, like, robot arms, but they're just, like, superhuman kind of people. Yep. I mean... The races are different, so I don't know how much of a family they actually are, unless one of them adopted or something. But also, it's from the intro. It seems really epic, like explosions and things smashing and flying through. They must travel a lot because there's a lot of different sort of set pieces as well. And at the end of the day, they're just whatever they go through, they still have each other.
That's lovely. Could you guess any of their themes or powers?
One of them must be like super strength, I'm assuming, because he's like holding up a rock.
Yep.
Okay. The black one.
Yep.
The East Asian kid looking one was like maybe super fast because he was going through things. Not quite.
You're trying a little bit too hard. If he's Asian.
Don't tell me he's like super good at maths or something.
No, the other thing that Asians are.
No, because there was like one thing where he's like zipping through, and there's things flying past him, and there wasn't much background, so that's kind of super speed. But that's what I guessed. Am I close?
Yes, but no. Anything else? You saw one. You commented on it.
There's the baseball one.
Yep.
So what does that have to do with anything? The reflexes?
Just trust me.
Just good at sports.
Yeah.
Is that really what it is?
Literally.
Good at sports.
Anything else?
There was one with a woman.
Yep.
Of younger age, maybe like a daughter kind of
blonde
figure.
one.
But she was like kind of glowing, and there was like big waves crashing behind her.
No, that's the older one. That's mother one.
That isn't the mother figure. Okay, so
yeah,
it
does
she was
make
like
it
holding her head or like covering her ear or something. What was that?
Oh, I'm gonna go through all of them.
Okay,
it makes it look so epic, and of the 60 something episodes, I'd say about like 5 or 6 match that kind of energy and stuff. Because the animation is fantastic, and that's why I love it. It's because it's very much action, well done animation. Mm-hmm. But this was like He-Man and everything was released every single day, so there was a lot of output. So
it's not
a lot of them are not as well animated, and
so they
don't make any sense.
They did the intro kind of like how they do trailers today.
Pretty much, it's like this is as good as it could be. Don't get disappointed every time if it's not.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, yeah,
fun.
They are a family. They're called the Bennetts. Of the 4 of them, an adopted and a foster son. So 4 white people, adopted black kid, and a foster son.
Okay.
Who is
adopted and
Japanese.
Foster. What's the difference between adopted and
foster? His father still exists somewhere, and he is a character in the show.
Okay.
But needs a home to live in, so he's.
Oh, wait.
But he does call them mom and dad, whereas no one talks about IQ's JD's parents.
So
which I only learned from like watching a few YouTube shows last night.
Putting this into context,
like
the fact that it was made in the mid 80s, late 80s,
86, 87, 1 year,
and it's a family from the quote future, and there's a black person in the family and the Japanese person in the family, like progressive.
I think so. I think that's quite good, and they reference Bunji is.
What?
Bunji is the name of the Asian kid. They do reference the fact that he is obviously adopted because his father is another character that's like sometimes shows up to guide him on his spiritual journey because it was the 80s.
Yes.
But they're a family.
Spiritual journey as in my Japanese ancestry.
So let's go. So that's the concept.
Is this a whole like Chakotay father?
Just the Japanese.
Just Japanese.
So okay, yeah. Bionic 6, their powers are from Bionics, and they kind of they don't do that in the first episode. They do a flashback episode later where you see how they get their powers.
Perfect.
Blah blah blah.
Good. The way that all shows should be nowadays.
Yeah, you shouldn't start with it. So going through the characters, the dad is Jack. He's called Bionic 1.
His name's Jack Bennett.
Yep. Is that a real person?
No, Jack Bennett is from the TV show Heroes.
This was long before Heroes.
Pretty sure his name's Jack Bennett.
We're gonna get told off on socials wrong. So he's Bionic 1. He got his powers first.
She's the cheerleader's definitely called Chloe Bennett. I remember that, but I think her dad's called Jack, and he got anyway.
I don't care. He got his powers first, and then he was a test subject and a superhero, and then they were in an accident and had to get powers to fix them. Whatever, there's an alien shit. Let's not get into it.
Right.
Helen is
Helen Bennett. Mm-hmm. Do you know who that is?
No.
Me neither.
You fucking asshole. Mother 1.
Mother 1?
Yep.
Is that her name?
That's her code name. Is Mother 1.
Oh my god.
Psionic 1 would have been great. Oh yeah, so Bionic 1, his powers are like the $6 Million Man. So he's got bionic eyes, bionic ears, like lasery stuff as well, X-ray stuff, all that kind of thing.
Oh right, okay.
And
similar to like the $6 Million Man.
Yeah, the $6 Million Man. Super strong, super fast, durable, that kind of stuff. They all are super strong, super fast, super durable, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Mother 1 is psychic. So she has ESP, is what she calls it. So visions of the future and telepathy, and can create holograms. So what she was doing there was either sensing danger or creating a hologram.
Oh.
Her powers are obviously the best, but they never use her because she's a girl.
Oh, boo.
Exactly, because it was the 80s. The two white kids, we've got Eric, who is Sport One.
Oh, good. Wait, okay, hang on. So, Dad is called
Bionic One, Mother One, Sport One,
oh god,
and Rock One.
Rock, as in the music, or
oh yeah, because it was the 80s. She's in a rock and roll.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Meg. Bunji, the adopted Asian one.
Is the Asian one?
No. Which would have been great. But what else? What other thing would a Japanese superhero do?
Shinto one.
You're thinking a little bit too
smart.
Yeah.
Sushi one.
No.
Too stupid. Karate one.
Yes.
Yes.
Karate One. Yep.
Oh my god.
Absolutely, because progressive, but
okay.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
We don't want to push people away.
No, let's not push boundaries too
let's play
far.
to their stereotypes.
And then the black kid, JD, was his name, and his bionic name
Africa
is...
One.
It'd be awful if we call him like the black one. The black one. Black one, Asian one, girl one. They didn't know. His name is IQ. They gave him a different one because he's very smart. Okay. But that's got nothing to do with his bionics. He's just very smart. He was the one holding up the big rock. He's the strongest one. Yeah. Powers-wise, bit messy.
Mm-hmm. As in, like, not consistent?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Which... You could critique it, but it was also a kid's cartoon in the 80s. If you look for consistency, a lot of the time, it's not there. Which was also kind of part of the fun of it, trying to, like, figure it out, like, when that sort of stuff.
I mean, I don't think that they were really focusing on building a universe back in the 80s. Like, we would talk about...
No, it's just get it done, get it out, get the toy line, make some money.
I mean, comics does that once in a while, too, where they just forget what people can do.
Oh my god, like, comics in the 60s weren't consistent.
No, of course not.
So Sport One... strong. They're all strong, but he also has magnetic powers.
Of course.
Like if it was telekinetic or something, so it could be like a catcher's mitt, I would have got. But no, it's magnetic powers.
For the sport that involves magnets.
Couldn't tell you.
Which is...
Couldn't tell you. Right. Rock One is the fastest.
Okay.
They're all really fast, but she is the fastest.
Like the speedster. Ow.
Yeah. But she also has radios on here which lift up and fire sonic blasts.
Okay.
Which is kind of on... But why is she fast? Don't know. Don't matter. Don't think about it.
She's as fast as sound waves, maybe.
Maybe. Oh, that would have been clever.
She breaks
maybe
the sound
maybe they meant it to be like that, and I just didn't pick up on it.
Well.
Oh well. Karate One is
good at kung fu.
Yes, 100%.
Is that it?
Yep,
that's
it. Like, oh my God. Agile and jumps. Like they can all jump, lots and agile and fast. But he just does it with a headband on.
Like proper crouching tiger, hidden dragon.
Yeah, I love that. And IQ is just really strong, like they all are. But he's probably like a little bit stronger.
So my next question for you then is, why have I never heard of it?
I don't know.
No?
I don't understand. And it's even, because like I watched a load of like YouTube videos to see if there was a behind the scenes drama or anything. There's a great one called Toy Galaxy, because obviously most of the cartoons in the 80s were produced just to promote toy sales. Mm-hmm. And these guys had a fuck ton, because you saw all the vehicles they had and everything. Yeah. So they were all released and all that stuff as well.
Oh,
so
of course, yeah.
They did a shit ton of that stuff. But it's weird. But even the guy said, like other ones, is like, I'd never heard of it. I was a geek. I had toys and everything like that. I had never heard of it. I couldn't tell you what channel this aired on, because I got it on Aramco Saudi 2.
Okay.
Every now and then out of order. So
right.
I don't know why it just disappeared, and even like it was never re-released on DVD You know, every 80s cartoon has been released. It's not on a streaming service. No one owns... I don't know who owns the rights to this bloody thing.
So it wasn't like a lot of the 80s cartoons. It wasn't like what was that company? That Japanese company, like Saban or something like.
Saban Entertainment.
The ones who did X-Men and Power Rangers and all the rest.
No, this was before then. Quite a lot.
So this is where
has become, the company that did it has become something. It's a Japanese company that did the production of it, but I don't know. It's weird, and the fact that it was never released on DVD or it's not on a streaming service or anything makes me think that the rights are probably in Japan or sold off somewhere and lost. Otherwise, people probably would have gone for the nostalgia. But no one ever heard of it. It's weird, but it didn't do badly.
Yeah.
It just kind of ran out of steam and ran out of toys to make. Okay. So they just...
Well, I've never seen any toys, but I've got a conjecture for you, because I'm thinking about the episode we talked about, the D&D cartoons. When that ended or whatever, the rights for that went back to... Well, I don't know if they were called Wizards of the Coast back then, but the company that owns the game D&D.
Yeah.
So if this is based on like $6 Million Man or whatever, maybe those rights went back to the film studio perhaps, and they never sort of went anywhere with it.
Interesting.
Because I mean, if you think about all the other cartoons that came out that were made into games, like your Transformers or...
They never had a video game. They never had anything like that. It's weird. And in the grand scheme of 80s cartoons that we love and obsess over and have had films, reboots, games, comics, everything since then, there is no reason why this has been left off the list. We've had 3 reboots of He-Man, a reboot of She-Ra,
Thundercats.
2 reboots of Thundercats, and probably another one coming soon, all of which is great, all of which we will talk about another time.
Sure. When is Gummy Bears coming out?
We can talk about the Disney Power Hour, we'll talk about all of it.
When is the live action Gummy Bears coming out?
Oh my god, that would be horrible. But the thing is,
what if it was Gummy Bears, but it's all gay men, hairy gay men
on
Gummy
Bears.
Yes, gay hairy men who are off their tits on edibles.
Anyway, lovely. Thanks for keeping this on track, but keeping it gay.
Yeah, of course.
This would be perfect as a live action.
So what was the overarching mission for them?
I'm so glad you asked. So
I'm literally I'm honestly genuinely interested because
like every 80s thing, you have the good guys and the bad guys, and that's all it is. It's like the good guys stop the bad guys. So the bad guys were Dr. Scarab.
Oh, okay.
Big fat evil villain
so
who
like
apparently
a merchant from the Middle East, kind of. Scarab, because isn't that a stereotype?
Yeah, it's not. He's American. Apparently, the guy doing the voice is fucking brilliant. Scarab is by far the best character. Like, the voice acting is phenomenal. Like, he's not always funny because the writing is 80s cartoons.
Okay.
But he's brilliant, and apparently he's doing an impression of George C. Scott.
Okay.
Which all the pages are like, he does a really good George C. Scott, and he's like, oh, he's taking inspiration from George C. Scott. I'm like, oh, cool.
Who the fuck
is George C. Scott?
Yeah.
He sounds like an old-timey villain.
Well, George C. Scott is probably best known for playing a war general. Like, I think I'm gonna guess it was like Vietnam War. There's a film called Patton that he's won an Oscar for, and he's kind of the stereotypical army man, probably like a harsh voice. That's as much as I know off the top of my head.
I mean, no idea, but that's what the cartoon character looks like.
Oh god, I don't know what he looks like.
Like,
oh, that's what the cartoon character looks like.
But that's George C. Scott.
Oh, right, okay. Right.
That's pretty much exactly what Dr. Scarab looks like. Okay. That's hilarious. I had no idea. Anyway, so Dr. Scarab is the bad guy. He's an evil genius. He looks like that. Big fat bald guy.
Okay.
And so he has a team of ragtag, weird, bonkers villains. 3 of which are voiced by Frank Welker, which means it's pure 80s magic.
He's the
Megatron.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Frank Megatron Welker, who has been in every cartoon. He still is the voice of Fred in Scooby-Doo, and he is the only person who's ever voiced Fred.
Whee! Really?
Yeah, because the others died.
Oh. God.
Casey Kasem died anyway, so that was Shaggy. Yeah, Frank Welker, a hero.
Oh my
he is
God.
the best.
Casey Kasem was Shaggy.
He's.
I've never
Yeah, I
known
know,
that.
right? I
Hang
used
on
to
a
listen to
second.
Casey Kasem on the radio. I was like, oh my God!
On the radio, yes. I listened to the top 40 like every single fucking week. When I was young, I would listen to the whole as many times as I could. I recorded the whole all 40, write them down to like take notes of who what song was where and where they were last week. See what the movement was. That's fucking Shaggy from Scooby Doo.
So you've always been a geek then.
I'm sorry. My mind. This is like my mind has been blown at the moment.
Yeah. So anyway, let's not focus on Casey Kasem.
Oh my God, I need a moment.
Bless him. Did you listen to Rick Dees as well?
Yeah.
We used to, because that was like our two shows that we would get in Bahrain.
Yeah.
Casey Kasem and Rick Dees in the weekly top
40.
Loved it. I think he's dead too. No, he's not. He's not. Casey Kasem is. Anyway, Frank Megatron Welker did 3 of the bad guys' voices. So his henchmen, so Dr. Scarab was the main smart guy, big fat guy, didn't fight but very smart, whatever, made stupid things. Glove had a giant, like...
Shoe.
What?
Glove had a shoe? Okay, I'm trying to be a dick.
Oh, you're hilarious. We don't have time for this.
We have all the time in the world.
Like Megatron, he had a glove gun that did all sorts of fun stuff, and it changed.
You mean Mega Man?
No. Like Megatron, Frank Welker was the voice of Megatron, who had a gun on his left hand, and Glove had a gun on his left hand.
Okay.
And it was the same voice, Frank Welker.
Yes.
Okay. Pay attention.
Fine. I don't...
Jesus Christ.
Can I confess something?
So...
Never seen Transformers.
Yeah, well, we'll do another episode on that.
That'll be yours as well.
Yes, all the 80s stuff is mine.
And
you're not that much younger than me. He-Man's he's a 2-parter. Like, don't talk to me about He-Man now. Shh.
Fine.
I'm
young.
You're like 2 years younger than me. You can chill
I'm so young.
out. You were old enough to have watched this if I was old enough to have watched this.
Never watched it. I don't know why. Mine was Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, Nickelodeon.
Like, I remember those things too, but this was first. Anyway. Our listeners are getting frustrated because we're going off track. They want to know. So we had Scarab, Glove, Mechanic, who was just a big dumb guy. Mechanic. Okay. Just like a mechanic, he was a big dumb guy. Mm-hmm. Chopper, who had chains and made weird motorbike sound effects. Just all Frank Welker just being awesome.
Okay. Clunk,
which was a big blob. It's like the Swamp Thing looking kind of blob who used to like absorbed energy and stuff. Clunk. Right. And Madame O, the woman. Like, the girl. And she was like hot and sexy but had a weird mask over her face. And said, darling, at the end of every sentence. Darling. And she had like a harp that fired out sonic blasts, so her and Rock One would just fight. Okay, interesting. But I always quite like how the only female villain is like the seductress. Oh, absolutely. Because that's all they can do. Because she's slutty and they're all fully covered like neck to toe, so there's no skin out on any of these, which is why we got to watch it so much. Because like Shiva's short shorts would have been cut out in a second in the Middle East. So they're the bad guys. They either want to take over the world or get rich, or Dr. Scarab wants to figure out how to live forever. That's his kind of thing. He wants to live. We can't have that. He wants to do that or whatever, that sort of thing. So the guy who made the Bionic Six, Professor Sharp, is like the man in the chair. So he makes all the gadgets, and he's like the Charlie of the Charlie Beatles. Exactly. Twist, he is Dr. Scarab's brother. Oh my god! Exactly. So there's always this kind of like Xavier Magneto head to head. It's like, please come to the good side. It's like, no, fight, that kind of stuff. We must stand with humanity, Charles. Blah, blah, blah. Wait. You just made that up. I got the name backwards as well. So, yeah. So it's like Scarab does something, they stop him, and he runs away. Give me an example of one of your favorite episodes. We'll get there. Okay. Because like the first season, it wasn't very long. You had a few bits and pieces. Some were really well done. Nightmare at Cypress Cove was the first one I think I ever saw. Animation is incredible. Bonkers plot. He went into people's dreams to come up with weapons that he could take into reality that didn't make sense.
Oh.
Stupid. Bonkers.
Okay.
Who cared?
Yep.
Great fights with turning things into rock and all sorts of fun shit. They had one where Dr. Scarab lost his memory and they tried to re-educate him, but it turns out he was even all evil all along, all that kind of stuff.
Oh.
My main gripe with it, apart from it never making sense, was, again, they just kind of used the same. They had 6 characters to choose from. They never used Mother One. She had one episode, which was for her. And the rest, she was just like support running in the background. It was always Bungie was the main one, because everyone loved him. He was funny. That sort of stuff. The kids were kind of like the stars.
Okay.
Even though I know that makes sense, but like Sport 1 was such a pain in the ass because everything was a baseball reference.
Oh God. I
couldn't even this is okay, I couldn't even tell you. But
you can't even give me an example.
Because I don't know what a baseball reference is, but like,
yeah. Home run.
It's like, oh my God, we're at the bottom of the 9th and 3 on the... I don't even know. But like constantly, that kind of shit, it gets old so fucking quick.
You remember that one because it has the word bottom in it.
I do. And there's 9 of them.
And there's 9 of them. You're like, what?
9 months.
Nice. See, there you go.
I'm trying to think of other...
So
Can you scroll through? I know these are mostly in Spanish, but just so I can see any names, because there's definitely one that's by far the base. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. They go back and see the dinosaurs, blah, blah, blah.
What?
There's a couple where... So Bungie's dad comes back, and he's like, he disappeared. He was a good friend of Jack and everything like that, but he must be a karate master, and he like tries to guide Bungie on his spiritual karate journey, blah blah blah, some ones like that, which people liked and they were good. A guy turns stuff into mushrooms. That was quite fun. There was a fucking brilliant one, which I don't know if this can't be the first ones to have done it, but called The Hive, where they go into like lost. Again, the animation was so good. Clearly, they spent money on that one. Like where they go and they get brainwashed and become part of like this. All these people are all linked to a Hive computer, and when they're all plugged in, all that kind of stuff. I won't say too much. I don't want to give it away.
Well, you've already told me this.
In case you want to know, like, watch it. It's called The Hive. It's a great episode. Okay. That was really good. The best breakaway by far was a 2-parter. I think it was the finale for one of them. Was called Eye Scarab, and it was so annoying because I watched it on stupid Saudi TV. It was always out of order, so I saw part 2 first.
Oh, okay.
So for years I had it on VHS rewatching part 2 and had never seen part 1, and then fucking finally saw part 1, and it was brilliant. So the concept of it is and I'm sure it's been done a bazillion times. Dr. Scarab hijacks like a power plant, does something, blum blum blum, and the whole world is kind of like brainwashed into loving him. So he takes over the world because they all think he's the best thing ever. So they're not zombies. They're all like, he's the best guy ever. Like, so move into my house. Like, you're awesome. But the only people that aren't affected by are anyone who's bionic.
Right.
So they're instantly overpowered because the entire planet is against them. There's no way they can get away from it. So they're captured instantly. And then he tries to kill Professor Sharp, who, spoiler, escapes.
Wait, is Professor Sharp a bionic person as well?
They never cover that, but I assume he must be.
Because he obviously didn't fall under the spell.
He'll have a little whatever. So in order to save them, he has to assemble characters you've met in previous episodes who also have bionic powers.
Right, okay.
2 of which are villains and some are robots and that sort of stuff. So they're really cool characters that he has to bring back to assemble the new Bionic Six to rescue the old Bionic Six.
Oh, I see. Okay,
and in order to save the world, he needs to get the Bionic Six together, because when they all 6 unite, they do a bionic link, and it creates a huge amount of energy, which they can use to reverse whatever's been done. Blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
All fantastic. I love it. But they've been put in separate prisons and the prison is like Bionic 1 is strapped under, and they're like there's a giant block on top of him, and he has to shoot a laser at it to keep it from crushing him. Mother One constantly
okay,
until his energy runs out and he dies. So it's so that Dr. Scarab can learn as much about them as possible to improve the technology and blah blah blah. Mother One's in a vat of water with lasers, so like scalding hot water, and she's going to be cooked alive eventually, but her bionic character. Rock One is tied up in like a hamster wheel thing, and like having to go, and so obviously it's going to kill, and holding things like the walls apart that's going to crush him. Karate One's holding it with his feet, like holding up a thing that's going to crush him.
Right, okay.
And Sport One is holding a magnetic, like a metal thing up with his magnetic stuff. So, which I thought that was really fucking cool. They all had their own. So then
a personal device.
The new Bionic Six have to go around and break each one of them out, and then they do, and then they have to storm the White House and like blow it up because that's where Scarab lives.
And they become the Bionic 12.
The Bionic 6 to Bionic 12, and then there's big fucking fight, and and it's great, love it. And then that's by far the best one.
That's not like the okay. What happens at the end?
Well, I don't know if they knew it would happen, but the final episode works kind of as a final episode, whether it was intended to or not. There's a couple where they go to different dimensions. There's one where they go to a dimension that's populated entirely by superheroes. That was a great episode. And so Dr. Scarab goes there first. And so he's instantly caught because the entire world is superheroes.
Yeah.
But then they let him go because they're like, this is great fun. There's no villains here. So go and do what you want. So he keeps doing that and that sort of stuff. And that's brilliant. They finished that. They finished that by there's a tear in the dimensional fabric, and that world and another one merges because there's another world entirely of super villains. So they merge and everyone's really happy. That's great. It was a great episode. And in this one, they go to a different one and they end up in like a cartoon world, so like Looney Tunes world and that sort of stuff. And they like, I don't know what happens in it. They get out, and like at the end, they're like, oh god, that was so weird. And the smart black kid is like, but they didn't know it was any different. That was just their reality. For all we know, we could just be characters in a cartoon show.
Oh my god.
And then it stopped, and that was like the last
one.
Was
that the very end of the show?
Yeah, I don't know if it was intended to be, because they're like, nah, shut up, that's stupid. It was like a little silly bit, but it turns out that was like the last one ever. There we go.
There we go. Like, we could just be characters in a cartoon show. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
End credits, and they all cease to
and that was
exist.
it.
Oh my gosh, I would have watched that.
You should get drunk and watch Bionic 6. So,
okay, but how? How, Nick? How can I watch it?
Oh, I have them all.
Please tell us how we can pitch in.
Write in. I can send. Honestly, I can send you a link. I downloaded all of them.
Oh,
I have everyone on. I got them on like VCD, and I can download. And on Patreon.
Patreon.
Maybe not, because that's got to be huge copyright infringements. But I'm happy to have a viewing party.
Yes.
A live private Twitch viewing. Or whatever, a viewing of the Bionic 6, if that's something you would be interested in. Share the screen and do that.
Yeah, look out for our Patreon.
I would recommend having a few drinks or whatever's going to make you like not take it seriously. Because a lot of when I've been watching some of the stuff that people have been saying, they're like, "Oh, this didn't make any sense." Another thing that didn't make any sense was you saw them, right? You saw their outfits.
Yeah.
What's one thing that's missing from their cool jazzy outfits?
A zipper?
Well, probably that
I don't
too.
know. I don't know where you're going with this.
Anything that covers their fucking face. So that's...
Do they need something like that?
Their secret identity is a big thing throughout the whole thing, because 4 of them are teenagers. So they go to school and they're like, oh my god, Rock One's so great. And they're like, oh yeah, she's, cool, whatever. And it's her.
Oh, that is...
Like, there's a poster of her and she's standing next to it or something. Like, that's... Her hair doesn't change.
Gosh,
like
She-Ra. Who this person was.
She doesn't have a mask. Nothing. And they've, the bad guys have met them in real life and not noticed. And not even though they are the same thing. However, it's a cartoon. From the 80s. Like, you'd have to change that if you did a live action remake. I think this would work brilliantly as a reboot because the powers are cool. You could tweak them, change them.
Oh, God,
you get different cast. You could have family. You could have friends. You could do whatever. You could make all sorts of... Because the powers don't make any sense. You can make anyone bionic. Like, she's got bionic psychic powers. What the fuck does that...
Make any sense.
How the fuck does that work? But, you know... Cool, let's just make any old, and then you can do a second team. You're like, what? Oh, the possibilities are endless.
Because you know how many TV shows they have now, where like you follow the main team, and then they uncover a previous team. Yeah, and they could be.
Where they're all Asian with one white person. You know, like that would be great.
That would be funny.
With a token white person,
and like one, person from India as well.
Exactly. Oh my god. Yeah. So. I think it could do with a reboot.
Well, let's write into the film studio that owns...
We gotta find it first. If anybody knows who has the rights to this, or knows why it's disappeared, please let us know. Let me check my notes.
It was produced by Universal and animated by Tokyo Movie Shinsha, now TMS. Oh, it was distributed by MCA TV, which became NBC Universal. NBC Universal.
Oh.
That's all I can see. It was originally on... Oh, so in America, it was originally on USA, which was a cable show. So
Buffy was on USA. No. Voyager was on USA at one point.
I don't know about that. Buffy was on... No, wasn't it WB?
She moved.
Yeah, she did.
She was on the WB.
Yeah, we used to be called WGN, at least where I was from. Anyway, I was on like
gay shit, isn't it?
From a small town farm, so I didn't have all the channels.
It's from a desert island, babes.
Yeah, well, you had better connections.
Apparently,
I just went.
Apparently, Bahrain was better connected than Wisconsin.
Yeah. Bionic Six. It doesn't say anything about who owns it now. It just says.
But the thing is, it's been so long. Mm-hmm. No, they still own the creative thing. Whoever created it, the writer and director. So there's a person. It'll be a person.
$6 Million Man is produced by Universal, among others. So it sounds like it could easily be a TV show.
It would make a great reboot for a cartoon because so many of us, there's so many like
Bionic Woman was created by Universal as well.
Okay, so they must have the rights to that. Because it kind of like, I feel like in the 80s we had a lot of cartoons which were like action cartoons, which kind of bled into the 90s with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, even Captain Planet, that sort of stuff. Power Rangers wasn't a cartoon. But and then kind of the 2000s it went to like only silly cartoons now because Cartoon Network became a thing and that sort of stuff. So it kind of moved away from action. I don't know if that's just because I'm old.
Well, I think a lot of it had to do with Nickelodeon as well because they
and Nickelodeon. Good point. Apart from Avatar, which we'll get to on the episode. Don't worry.
Yeah, but that was later. That was
way later. But yeah, it became silly cartoons, which I still enjoyed. Tiny Toons, that kind of shit.
Oh my god, I love Tiny Toons.
Yeah. We'll do an episode on that as well.
Add it to the list.
Adding it to my list. But now there's so much animation that is not at all for kids. Like it's it's something that was completely unheard of back then. I think we just about this is on before The Simpsons.
Well,
just got The Simpsons, and that was it.
So do you think that this is not for kids? Do you think?
No, this is for kids. But what I'm saying is, the concept, the powers, that sort of thing, would work really great as a more grown-up kind of cartoon.
I gotcha. Yeah.
It doesn't have to be like angry, violent death, and I don't want to see gross surgery of their like being made bionic, which is always what fucking creeped me out about the $6 Million Man and the Bionic Woman, because they like their legs were ripped off, and so it creeps me out horribly. They sat on a table, like we're lying on a table covered in alien radiation, and we're in comas. Don't ask. And he did a zappy thing, and they went, and their costumes changed, and then they got bionic. There we go.
Okay, fine.
Love it. Let's just leave it at that. Yeah, I think it would be I think it would be really cool because you could make it really complex. You know how they did Voltron, the reboot of Voltron? Did you watch that on Netflix?
Nope.
They did a reboot of Voltron, and that was
I've heard of it, no, but I've not seen it.
crap in the 80s. Loved the shit out of it. The new one was epic. It wasn't... I think people did die, but it wasn't like graphic or gross. But it was 7 seasons of a story that built up and massive fights and that sort of stuff. And
7 seasons
they did a fuck ton of it, and it got bigger and bigger, and it was so good. Couldn't tell you a thing that happened in it. I know what happened at the end. I won't tell you.
Okay.
That kind of thing for this would be brilliant because it's action and you could have gadgets and you know their Voltron just got bigger and bigger. Their vehicles and stuff can get cooler and that sort of stuff. I think it'd be really good, and people kind of remember Voltron, but you never remember watching Voltron.
Nope.
Like you'll remember because you had the toy, because the toy was fucking kick-ass and everyone copied it. I think this is long overdue for some love and a reboot.
Okay. I had a question. I was going to say as well, because the original run was only 2 seasons, even though it was like 60 some episodes.
Yeah, but every day, so it was over in a year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. 86 to 87 was gone. Was it?
Okay. But yeah, there's so many places they could go with it is what my point is. Like you were saying. Yeah,
well, the thing is, 65 episodes, but back then it had to come back to the same point every time. Yeah, you weren't allowed to move the characters along. Yeah, I would love to see.
Oh my god, every show does that nowadays.
But all of them, yeah, like She-Ra, everything like that moves the characters along and has a better story. So
I think the burning question that everybody's thinking about right now is, if this were made into another show or a film, what part would I play?
Well, I have a thing that says, what would your bionic powers be? What would bionic powers be if they were released nowadays? Because you can't have Karate 1.
You can't have Karate 1, and you can't have Psychic 1, I'm sorry, but that's not really bionic. So
I love it so much, it's my favourite power. But
bionic is by nature, like, physical.
Yeah, but let's, like, fuss it a bit. One guy made a bionic suit, and he could shapeshift. So let's right, okay. So let's just blur the lines.
Let's not hinder our imaginations.
Let's not. Yeah, exactly. Let's maybe don't become magical or whatever, but let's not go too nuts about it. Like, what kind of bionic powers would they have today? And like, please change his name to Daddy One.
Yeah. Daddy One.
Because
I could play Daddy One.
He's buff and muscular.
If I worked out.
He's very home, like, so he's the one who always cooks all the meals and everything like that. Mm-hmm. You always see him cooking and looking after the kids and that sort of stuff. He's got the grey, like, round the ears, soft loving voice, massive muscular, sweet caring guy. Please call him Daddy One.
Daddy One. Yeah.
Like, if you have to call the woman Mother One, at least call him Daddy One. Oh, yes, that would be wonderful. So immediately, that's my first change.
Okay, yeah.
I'll call him Daddy One and call the mother whatever her power is. Something different.
Seductress One.
No, she's the matriarch mother kind of character.
Cooking One.
No. Okay, so maybe our creativity is not as good. But if... What bionic powers would you want, and what would your bionic code name be? And what gay bionic powers would we have?
Oh my god.
Because there would be like, what? Gay one.
Gay one.
The gay one.
Homo one.
Because I assume that's how they started writing it. They probably did call him the black one and the Asian one.
Maybe.
And then they just like...
Because it's a writer's room full of white men.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and all the animators are Asian, but anyway. Yeah, what kind of bionic powers would you have, and what gay bionic powers would you have?
See, these are 2 different questions.
Yes, that's correct.
I would like a bionic...
But it gives you more time to think about it.
I would like a bionic power that would allow me to teleport.
Sure, yeah.
I want to be a teleport.
You've got to have a bionic name for it, though.
My bionic name for my teleportation power is Blink One.
82?
No, I said it, and you're going to say... well, I didn't want to say Flash One, because that means something. We've already got a Flash. Also, it's a bit racy if you want to.
Ooh.
Oh, there's the Flasher. Is
teleporting your favourite one?
No, it's just what I would do bionically.
Okay. That's cool. I mean, it makes all the vehicles pointless, so maybe don't be.
I don't care about that.
Merchandising rights, John.
What would my gay power be?
Ugh. I'm trying to think of something that's not something to do with a butthole. Like a bionic butthole.
I can think of only buttholes now.
Because you can't think of anything else, can you?
Bionic.
You're just thinking of like a size-changing, vibrating butthole.
Something not sexual related.
Vibrating penis power would be fantastic.
I know what it would be.
I don't want it because I'm not a dog, but you know. Someone have a vibrating penis
My
power.
bionic thing would be able to... My gay bionic power would be able to create colorful blasts. Not like Jubilee, but like just like
Rainbow
rainbows. Rainbow one, yeah. So, but to the point where you could like, stun people and...
They could do that. Cartoons, that would look good.
Yeah.
They could make all sorts of shit out of that. Rainbow Bright was a whole show. Like, easy. We can do that.
Hitting me with a gay rainbow.
Yeah. Pride 1.
Pride 1. That's a good one. What's your power then? Go on.
I don't know. My favorite powers are always the psychic powers. So
Butthole.
and a vibrating butthole. Who's to say I don't have that already?
I was going to say, how would that help you fight
How is that
guys?
any different from what I do now?
Oh, God.
Sorry.
So tell me about your tattoo now, actually.
Yeah, so
now
you
that
can
I
see
know.
it. That's the symbol. That's the Bionic Six.
What? There's 5 things there, though.
The one that's
just the
one
one.
that's got the 6 on it. You dumbass.
I see. So the different ones there.
Thundercats, Transformers, and She-Ra. And
yeah,
Bionic
okay.
6.
What's that one there?
It's Spider-Woman.
Right. Okay.
Of course, Spider-Woman. I think I mentioned it on there.
How are the listeners going to see this tattoo? Patreon.
And what? Just a picture of my forearm.
Yeah, if you want to see it. Give us money.
Give us money. I will get more tattoos. What should I get? So that's the... I think that's all the Bionic 6 stuff. I mean, I can't think of any more gay Bionic names. I'm not clever enough.
Butthole 1.
Oh, God. I will say
Twink
that...
1. What would Twink 1's power be?
He can eat whatever he wants and doesn't gain any body fat. Or he's like really small and skinny and becomes really flat and can slide through spaces.
There we go.
Something like that. That's quite cool.
Okay, that works.
Twink 1. Okay.
Twink 1. How about Bear?
Oh, I kind of want to go Bear 1.
Bear 1? What's Bear 1's power?
Just a giant beast.
Don't be a
Either
bear.
turns into a bear or is just giant, strong.
I think you should turn into a bear.
I don't think you should. I don't think that seems a bit magic-y. If you want to keep it closer to Bionics, he can just be enormous.
Okay.
And that would be really good visuals. So he'd just be a giant guy.
With monster teeth. Like, no, that's a bit silly.
I don't think he needs to be that. But he's a really sweet guy. He'd probably do the cooking. But he's enormous.
Lovable.
And like, they go on stuff and he's like squeeze through doors and stuff. That's
like Luther from the Umbrella Academy.
Yeah, but cute.
But cute.
Oh, these are good. Okay.
Okay. How about
What other stereotypes are there? Well, they can't keep being animals.
No.
They can't do like an otter one.
Otter 1. Just flew. What was this?
That's them like breaking the oyster on the rock on their bellies because they put a rock on there and they use it to crack open.
Oh, right.
Not masturbating, 2 guys at the same time.
Onto your chest, yeah.
Jerking off 2 guys at the same time.
Otter 1,
bite. Vibrating 1, yeah. Vibe. A vibrator.
What about Poppers 1?
Chemicals, yeah.
Chemicals, yeah.
Delusions. Or chill. Some sort of chill.
Chill 1.
Yeah. Ooh. The chill one. Yeah, that's fun because then they can do all sorts of like weird chemicals and shit. That'd be fun.
Chill 1 and Poppers 1 together.
Well, that should be the same one, really.
Okay, fine.
Because like she had like radios on there. You can have like drugs.
Just squirting chemicals.
Different chemicals or something. That's a lot more He-Man, but okay, something like that. What else do gays do that's hilarious and awful?
Rave 1.
Yeah, that's good as well. But like, will they just be like super fast and they like zip around like that because they're off their face? They talk really fast like this and like that because they're on coke. Oh, these are great! Come on, can we get any more?
Gay Bionic Six. What else we
Bionic
got?
dicks.
Bionic Dicks. We discovered the episode title.
Oh my god. Bionic dicks.
The thing is, like, you know how like the whole family is super strong, super fast?
Yeah.
All the gay Bionic Six have bionic dicks.
Of course.
Of course.
Or bionic buttholes.
Or bionic buttholes.
Or both, because
Or
some
both,
can be
because
verse.
yeah.
Apparently people can be verse. I feel like a bitchy one. Some
Queen.
sort of like
Queen one.
or like a gossip kind of one where they kind of like know secrets or like they can hear. I mean, they all kind of hear that kind of thing. They can pick up different like, I don't know, access information or hear stuff and that sort of thing.
like that could be like tied into like technology, like online stuff.
They can listen in, but they listen into technology.
So
this
that,
is
like
fucking
gossip.
great.
Is that like gossip one then?
Gossip one. This would be great.
Gossip one, yeah.
These are great.
What about drag one? Like Master of Disguise kind of thing?
If we were, I'm just thinking that works really well as a villain. Very much like the Madame O, who had like the mask and a thing. Very because the villains are more theatrical and stupid. Like they could have fans as the weapon.
Okay.
Which is also like a video game, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got some background in like.
They could have like
Oriental
weird
history.
fans that clack and do some shit like that.
Like fans that clack, yeah.
But then they throw them or whatever, like that kind of stupid. That's a stupid thing that a bad guy power would have. That would work quite well. Vogue one.
Vogue one. It's a bit close to Rogue One though.
That's fine. Who cares?
Well,
They ain't gonna sue.
you wouldn't give me Blink one.
You can have Blink 1. Ain't true.
82.
You can have Blink 1. But you probably shouldn't because we want like gay party buses that take us everywhere.
Right. So
We want to sell the
television is
merchandise. Yeah, we don't want to like make that. It's difficult to write, and we want merchandising rights. These are fucking brilliant. I think we should make them.
Let's do it.
I can't think of any more gay ones.
But listen, listeners, we need your help. If we're gonna make this,
Is there, first of all, any more gay bionic powers and names?
yeah, give us some ideas.
Trashy, we don't care. Brilliant, let us know. Also, if anyone can like draw, can we?
If anybody,
If anyone can, like, has talent, can you
or
like?
works for a studio that does that?
Yeah, can you just like let us know or
Definitely.
or hook us up?
Or if you did watch Bionic Six back in the day, and you're listening to this,
please, one person other than me. I don't think I've actually met anyone who's actually seen this show. Okay. So if you have, please let me know. You can write in.
Write it in. Tell us your experience.
What's your favorite episode? Which was your favorite character?
Yeah.
Were you sexually attracted to Glove even though he was purple?
What? I need to see. What? We'll be looking at this up after we finish recording.
He was purple and topless and just wore a harness. He was basically Skeletor with a face.
What? Is he hot? Like
he's purple with a weird hat.
Why did you not lead with this?
Well, I was gonna talk about it because like my thing was like none of them are sexy. Like none of them are sexual. Because it's very family and blah blah blah. So
which is why you watched it when
you were a kid, but like you couldn't make it very sexual. But Glove was one of the baddies, and he was just, I don't know what you're looking for now. He was one of the bad guys, and he was just this massive purple guy who was literally just wearing a He-Man harness, like a Skeletor harness.
I'll have to play that character then.
Up. You can see them. That's him on the right.
Okay.
There he is. Full screen. There we go. It's out. I mean, Mechanic was enormous as well, and he had his top titties out. So they were kind of sexy. Stupid and evil, but I'm okay with both of those things.
Yeah, look, I mean, he's henge.
Yeah. So
there we go.
Never fancied any of the like good guys.
Of course not.
Now, Daddy won for sure.
Daddy won for sure.
Then no, but Daddy won.
But like, what would the villains be in our gay Bionic Six?
I've only got Drag One.
Drag One, just one.
I can't think of other ones for now.
Like, I don't know. Let's not get into it.
Yeah, we were about to wrap up.
Yes, I know.
I think we've gone on for long enough about this show that no one knows about other than me.
It'll be it.
But if you do know it, if you had a favorite episode, if you also found Glove sexually attractive, or a favorite character, please get in touch. I'd love to know. You can email us at incompletegeekspodcast@gmail.com or tweet me on Twitter. No one ever tweets me on Twitter because we're not actually using it that much, but I'm at Nick Baker Geek.
Yeah. You can follow me on Instagram if you like. I promise I'm starting to do more stuff now. At John Marks, JONMARX. Or follow the show on TikTok.
Yes, it's on TikTok as well. Incomplete Geeks.
Incomplete Geeks. And we joke about getting a Patreon, but we will do that eventually if you're interested.
If we were to start a Patreon, is there anything you would like us to do on there?
Yeah.
Or suggestions will be considered?
Yes.
But I won't necessarily tell my parents about that. So that is the Bionic Six. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. I have seen every episode, but I haven't seen them very recently, so I apologize if I got things wrong or names or anything. We're not complete geeks.
But we are working on it.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.